You bring your phone everywhere. Work, school, the movies. Now you can bring it to an Xfinity store for an easy way to switch to Xfinity Mobile, a new kind of network designed to save you money. You can get up to 5 lines of talk and text included with Xfinity Internet at no extra cost, so all you pay for is data. It's never been easier to switch to Xfinity Mobile and keep the phone you love. Click here to see how. Sorry, I gotta take this. Restrictions apply. Limited to select mobile phones. Requires activation of a new line of Xfinity Mobile. Up to 5 devices per account. New Xfinity Internet customers limited to up to 2 lines pending activation of Internet service.
Hi, I'm stunning Stella Cheeks.
And I'm the Enigma Erin Cline.
And this is
Not Your Demographic,
a feminist wrestling podcast.
Shockingly, those exist. Lana number 1.
Oh, man. They won me over really hard this week. Oh, Lana, my roller coaster of Lana drama.
I know. It's, whatever, good for her. You know what? I don't know what it is about Rusev, but he is the most, I remember when Nick used to hate him, and I was like, you are wrong. Rusev is the best.
Nick still hates him.
He's still wrong. Rusev is the best. He's a fucking charisma machine.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Not Your Demographic.
Hello, Demis.
How are you?
I'm good. I had a fine week, I guess. I don't know. I'm having problems with the pay service that handles my paycheck. I've been, rallying everyone in my office to be like, this is bullshit! You don't pay us on time! The communications woman literally sent me an email that had the line, you are the only one we're having an issue with. And I was like, oh, Deborah, you tried. You tried so hard, and I'm not gonna stand for that.
And now everyone will have an issue with this.
I was like, who hasn't been emailing Deborah? Let's all email her together.
Have people been doing it?
I contacted my boss who got in touch with her, and then the CEO of the company got a hold of me and was like, yes, we are having issues in Chicago. It's not just you. And I was like, oh, so Deborah lied, huh? She lied.
Did you say that to the CEO?
No, I was like, I don't care. I just want my money.
Yeah. You guys they don't pay you enough to not pay you on time.
I know, it's fucking bullshit.
People rely on that money.
I know, it's fucking bullshit. So, because I had a weird week dealing with that, I have some recommendations this week instead of a week catch-up.
Great, do that.
All right. Okay, so I have a movie and a book recommendation. So...
These wrestling themed?
No, they're not. That's why I'm putting them at the top of the show.
Welcome to our wrestling podcast where we barely talk about wrestling.
This is when we barely talk about wrestling. That's why I was like, I'm going to write these down. I'm going to use my week time to talk about things.
That's funny.
So I watched this great movie called King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters, which is about people who play competitive Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's a really old movie.
Yeah,
Everybody who's listening to this is like, bitch, we've all seen that movie.
I had never seen it before, and so if you have never seen it, I had never seen it.
Movie.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Well, fine. Fuck you then.
Why would I say, bitch, we've all seen this movie if I hadn't seen it?
That would not be the first time you'd be like, everyone's seen this, and I would be like, have you seen it? And you'd be like, well, I watched most of it.
No, I've seen all of it.
Okay, all right. Well, if you have not seen Fistful of Quarters, King of Kong, it's very good. I really enjoyed it. We also, Michael and I watched it together and looked up the post history of the movie of where the top score was and how it went back and forth, which also was weirdly satisfying. So if you have seen it and have not caught up on the world record score, I would. It's actually very interesting. So
funny.
It's very good. I really enjoyed it. And then the other thing that I wanted to recommend, so I listened to this podcast called Based on a True Crime, where they take horror movies and then talk about the true crimes that inspired the scripts, which is very good. And one of the hosts of that show, Chelsea, recommended this amazing book called The Hunting Accident, A True Story of Crime and Poetry. It's by David L. Carson and Landis Blair. And it's about it is a true story. It's about a guy who, his son comes to live with him because his mother dies very suddenly, and the dad is blind. And he tells his son that he was blinded in a hunting accident when he was a kid. And very shortly into this, you find out that is not true, that didn't actually happen, and he was blinded in a much worse way. And it has all of these ramifications, and it talks about prison, and talks about rehabilitation, and it's done as a graphic novel, because the main character is blind, and so you see all these like illustrations, and then later in life, as he's like telling his son what happened, he's also like a poetry writer, and he writes about philosophy and what it's like to be blind and to appreciate philosophy. And it's beautiful and moving, and I got to the end and I cried at my desk, like openly wept. It was just, and not because it was...
And that was somebody like, why are you reading at your desk? Why are you not doing your work?
I had nothing to do. That's why I was reading at my desk. It's like, I did my whole queue. I love to sit in front of my desk with my queue screen up so that everyone can see that it's empty and then just read. And no one has ever said anything to me about it because it's clearly like, oh, you have nothing to do.
That's really funny.
So it was just like really beautiful and moving, and I really enjoyed it. And so I checked it out from the library, and it was fucking very, very good. When I got it from the library, I will warn you, it's a tome. It looks like it's fucking enormous, but it's because it's a graphic novel, so it's like 600 pages, but I read it in like 3 days, so it's very good. I really enjoyed it, and I would highly recommend people read it.
Neat.
How was your week?
Fine. I'm sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the world is fucked up, and usually I can like acknowledge it and move past it, and like it's just too much. There's like a lot going on, and it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sad, but I wasn't as busy this week. I got to like sit around my house a lot.
That's great.
It was like a unique experience for me, just to be in my house. Me and Nick went and saw a movie.
Ooh, what'd you see?
Shape of Water.
I really want to see it.
It's really good. It's not my favorite of Guillermo's stuff, but it's really unique, and there were a couple moments where I was like, oh, I know where this is going, and I did not. And also, I didn't realize that Richard Jenkins is in it, and he plays, like, the mute girl's, like, best friend, essentially, and he is phenomenal in it. Like,
he's so
the
good.
mute girl is really good.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Doug Jones is incredible, and, like, you know, but I just, like, I love Richard Jenkins, and I was like, oh, Richard Jenkins. So that was, like, nice. It was really good.
Excellent.
I also picked up my comic books. Here's my recommendation. Don't wait 3 months to pick up your comic books.
Oh, no.
Maybe it wasn't 3 months. I feel like it was. Maybe it was just 2. I don't know. I pulled too much to not pick them up.
Yeah.
So I picked up... I walked in with a reusable bag, and Dale, one of the owners, was like... I was like, I brought my own bag. He goes, is it going to be big enough? And I was like, yeah. He was really funny. So he, like, rang me all up. And then he goes... There's a number, because he didn't want to say it out loud because it was embarrassingly high. He was very funny about it. And I was like, yeah, I get it, Dale. I've been down this road before. It was also funny because when I worked there, it was my job to help sort the books, and I would get so annoyed by people who don't pick up in time because it's hard to sort through those huge stacks. And then I was like, oh, and he was like, yeah, you're one of those people. And I was like, never again. Like, you skip busy. Like, I've never not picked up my books.
Yeah, that's true.
I've never not paid for them. It's just like, I mean, these are all unread.
Oh, good Lord.
And I really worked on this stack this week. I read like 25 books a day.
That's like a legit like 7-inch stack of comics.
There's almost 200 of them. That's how far behind I was.
Stella.
I was like 175.
Holy crap.
And I have not picked up my books from this week.
Good God.
I'm going to go tomorrow. It's only like $30 worth this week.
Only.
But yeah, I have... Well, I also have them separated, because whenever I get my books, I go through and organize them, and I have a stack of X-Men.
Wait, both of these stacks are unread comics?
All 4 of these stacks are unread comics.
Oh my God.
Because I do my Independence.
All I could see was the one stack down there.
I do my Independence. I do all of my X-Men, because I read every X title except for Cable and Deadpool, if you count him, but you shouldn't count him, but some people do. I don't read Deadpool or Cable, because... Well, I used to read Deadpool, and I actually enjoy it, but it's just, like, it comes out so much.
Yeah.
And also, I just don't care about Cable. People who are X-Men fans, I feel like they understand. But I read all the X titles, and I like to keep them together. So I do the Independent stack, the X stack, the DC stack, and then the all other Marvel stack. And they're all in order, so it's, like, this has got, like, Jean Grey on top, and then Iceman, and, like, so all of the comics are stuck together so that I just read, like, all the Super Sons, or all the Lumberjanes, or, you know.
Good Lord.
But it's funny, because I get some, and I'm like, oh, like, my DC Bombshells is like, I haven't read that in, like, 6 months. It's just, like, a big stack down there. But, like, there are certain comic books that I get that, like, I've never been behind on, because I read them immediately. Like, I always read Giant Days immediately. I'm really into this new book. It's relatively new. It's called Moonstruck. It's so good.
I've heard good things about Moonstruck.
It's really good.
I think it might just be one of those things that I've seen across my timeline enough, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh, okay,
it's relatively new, but it's really good. I mean, Giant Days, it's so corny, but it's my favorite. I fucking love it. I fucking love Giant Days. It's just the best. It's just like cheery, and it's the best. But yeah, so I would recommend picking up your pull list in a timely fashion.
That's a great recommendation.
For both your bank account and also so you're not so behind that you feel like reading comic books is a job. And also for the sanity of your shop owner.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Also, if you ever pull stuff and then you never pick it up, you know that your comic book eats that money, or that your comic book store eats that money. So like,
don't do that.
Don't fucking do that. You committed to pay for these things. So if
Yeah.
you want to stop pulling them, great, but you fucking go pick those up.
Yeah, absolutely.
God damn it.
Be a human.
I mean, I understand that we all fall on financial times, but like, realize that if you can't pay for it,
right? That's part of
call
being
them
a
and
human,
be like,
right?
Don't pull anything from me. Anyway, so I'm currently reading a fuck ton of comic books. I caught up on X-Men Gold today, and caught up on Hellblazer, and I caught up on Jessica Jones and She-Hulk, which I'm very pissed that both of them are ending. I'm really pissed about She-Hulk or Hulk. Anyways, moving on. We don't have to talk about comics. This is not a comic book podcast.
That's all right. Who gives a fuck? It's our
but
podcast.
I am going to go see Black Panther this weekend because, woohoo, happy Black Panther weekend. The world may be falling apart, but we got Black Panther.
So excited. I'm
also
not sure
very
when I'm
behind
gonna
on
see
that comic book.
I'm not sure when I'm going to see it. Maybe not until Tuesday.
I'm very excited.
I'm really excited to see it. It's going to be fucking good. I've heard nothing but good things about it, too, from like all the press screenings.
Very excited about that. What wrestling merch are you wearing?
I'm wearing my Drew Gulak shirt because Drew Gulak is the best.
He had great hair this week.
And he has, like, his beard is back a little bit. And as soon as he finished his match and held the title above his head, I was like, goodbye, PowerPoint Drew. I'll miss you, and I loved you a lot. But you're gone now. So I wore this shirt as a reminder that he made 205 Live great again.
He really did.
It was very good. He held that show up while fucking Joe Cole was there.
You calling him Joe Cole?
I don't know. It was the first thing I could think of. I was like, I don't know.
I've never heard the term Joe Cole.
I mean, he is a joke. And a hole, so... What merch are you wearing?
I'm wearing my Santa sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I know I wear it a lot. I'm wearing it for two reasons. A, because I don't have to wear a bra when I wear this.
Fair.
And I like not wearing a bra. But also, so I recently subscribed to Sienna's Patreon, I think in January, and she is really fucking good at Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
She's really good at it.
Yeah.
And if you like her even a little bit, you should subscribe to it because you get endless amounts of content.
Mm-hmm.
She's really active in it, and she writes these like blogs from the road or like her thoughts or, and she's a pretty good writer. And she just released one. A member of her Patreon asked something like, "What do you think about wrestlers who don't take any of the fans' opinions to heart and say like, oh, you wouldn't know because you're not in the business and blah, blah." And she wrote this really thoughtful blog about it. And I mean, I'm obviously not going to share it because you have to like pay to read it. But like, I think it's an all Patreon level. Like, I would go give her $1 and read this blog.
Yeah.
Because A, she deserves that $1.
Yeah.
She's bust her ass. And it was really well thought out and well written. And it was just like a refreshing point of view from somebody who's like actually in the wrestling world.
Mm-hmm. I
I just really like her. She's doing a MTV Cribs like Periscope of her house this weekend, except for she's calling it AK TV because her Allison K.
Yeah,
which is funny. So if you like Sienna even a little bit, it is worth giving to her, Sienna or Allison K, giving to her Patreon because she is really fucking good at Patreon. Also, speaking of Patreon, I'm sorry, I've been busy. I'm getting to all of the merch that I have to send out and our follow backs, but I did put up 2 podcasts and, well, 3 podcasts. I put up 3 Patreon podcasts.
Yeah, we put up a decent amount already.
So I did okay.
Yeah.
But your merch and stuff will get where it's going sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So thank you for your patience.
Mm-hmm. Also, go listen to those episodes.
Yeah. There's one there's one that's available for everybody. There's one that's at the 1 podcast a month level, and then there's one that's at the 2 podcasts a month level. The Riff Tracks is like the super secret one because also it's maybe not that great. I don't know.
You really do have to watch have the movie on while you're listening to it. Unless you just like to hear two people talk about something that you're not seeing. There's also like
an extended period where we're not talking about the movie and you're just being attacked by my cat.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There was also like a couple of stretches at the end where we were just sitting in silence watching it because it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, for being a shitty movie, it was actually like
yeah, by the
solid.
end I was like, I'm kind of glad we watched this.
Yeah. Anyways, maybe we'll figure out other things to do with the movies.
Yes.
We'll see. We're working on it. We're working it through. But also, if you join our Patreon, you can tell us your thoughts and feelings and how you want us to work through stuff.
Exactly. That's
Anyways,
right.
News.
News.
Ivory is going in the Hall of Fame.
Woo-woo!
What a great choice.
Yeah, I agree. Also, Glow. She totally put her in the fucking Hall of
I
Fame.
didn't know that actually about her.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did know
Remember how
that.
like don't know shit about old wrestling?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, not that she was like that old, but like technically Glow was the 80s.
She was in her 30s when she joined WWE.
She's great.
Yeah, she
I
fucking
really
surfs
only
it.
saw the censorship stuff. Of it.
Oh, okay.
I haven't really seen a lot of the other stuff, but I always liked the censorship stuff. I thought she was really funny.
Yeah, I agree. And she had that amazing match with Chyna. Like, so good.
Short, but also good.
I mean, it was the time.
I know.
We'll get there on our every WrestleMania ever series eventually.
Oh, we've watched 2.
The next 2 are 2 of my favorites.
One a month. It's gonna take us a long time.
Whatever. I have a weird news update. So a couple of months ago, I had a news item that John Cena was being sued by Ford because he sold one of their cars. Update on that. Apparently, it didn't actually say in that contract that he couldn't sell it. And John Cena's OCD ass went through that contract and was like, I don't think so, motherfuckers. And is trying to get the judge to dismiss the case. And I was like, I would expect no less of John Cena, to be honest. There's no way he sold that car if that was in that contract that he could not do it.
He's very into contracts.
Yeah, exactly. He made Nicole sign a 75-page contract to move into his house. Like, there's no way he didn't know that he could, like, oh, I had no idea that I couldn't, no, he knew he could sell it, for sure. So that's one of mine.
He's really into contracts, and he also has, like, 800 lawyers.
Oh, for sure. He's got Vince's lawyers, like, in his pocket at any moment. He can do anything.
Except for go to WrestleMania, I guess. I mean, how's he gonna get there? How's he gonna get to WrestleMania, Erin? How is he gonna get there?
I mean, Undertaker's gonna challenge him to a match. That's how he's gonna get there.
I know, it's just funny.
I do actually kind of like that idea that John has done everything he can and he always gets there and what am I gonna do? And then Taker's like, you know who else is always there? I like that. You're going to rest in pieces.
And it will be another uncomfortable match and we'll be like, Undertaker, like, I just don't get it. You should have stopped wrestling a long time ago. It's uncomfortable.
He wanted to stop last year and John Cena wanted to retire Nikki. That's why.
Yeah, but also then, like...
I mean, just retire. But also, like, it is
but
sweet
why
that
do
Cena
that whole
said
thing?
no.
But why do that whole thing with the, like, leaving the cult? Why didn't you just leave then?
Because they wanted Roman to get the push, and then they were like, ooh, that didn't work. Shit.
Oh, you should have retired after the streak. I don't understand.
I know. It should have. Honestly, he really should have. There was no reason for him to beat Bray Wyatt. That was just fucking rude. It made
rude.
no sense. Bray did that whole promotion by himself, too, and then just ate shit.
Oh, fuck you, Bray.
The longest running theme of this podcast is LOL, fuck you, Bray. I think it might actually be.
I think that's maybe the only, like, wrestling opinion that hasn't changed.
I think you might be right.
Well, I've always loved New Day and Naomi.
That's true.
Those have never changed.
That's
so
true.
That's 3 solid.
I've always liked Dean
things.
Ambrose. That's, I mean, nothing about him has changed at all in the last 3 years.
I go back and forth on Dean a lot. I don't really enjoy hot dog cart Dean.
I do. I love that he commits to it and he's like,
Not
this
a
is
fan
dumb.
of hot dog carts.
I love that Dean Ambrose hates being a pro wrestler more than anyone else has ever hated being a pro wrestler. And he's like, I still, except maybe Bret Hart. And he's like, I still do this every day. Like, good for you, Dean.
Wait, he hates being a wrestler?
I mean, he just seems like that's what I mean. Like, the hot dog cart thing and the way that he approaches stuff, just kind of like, I could not give a single less shit, so whatever. Just do what the fuck ever. That's why I like him. I'm like, yeah, you are crazy. You'll let Vince McMahon do anything with your character. Good on you, bro. Other news. Golden Lovers have reunited and are going to face Cody and Marty, and then they're gonna face the best friends at WrestleCon, and I'm gonna cry. For sure. I'm very excited about it. There's been a bunch of behind the scenes stuff about Kenny and Ibushi, and it's all very good and everyone should watch it. That's all I have to say about that. I know that you saw this. Ric Flair posted a consent contract for people to use...
To ride Space Mountain!
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he was, like, trying to, like, make money off of it.
I didn't either. I thought it was just a thing that he was like, oh, I have this thing. Ah, that makes way more sense. I was like...
He took it down.
I was like, I'm so torn about this, because if it wasn't for profit, then on one hand, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm glad Rick is on the right side, finally. Like, after all these years of telling stories about how you sexually harassed all these airline stewardesses, like, I guess that it's good.
And having it be glorified by fucking ESPN.
Right, and WWE.
Honestly, and truly, like, fuck ESPN.
Yeah. I mean, they're the WWE of sports coverage. Like, they're the giant. That's...
I'm having a lot of personal issues with ESPN.
I love the idea that you're in a personal flame war with ESPN.
I'm in a personal feud with ESPN. It's a one-sided feud, but I am fully committed to it.
Excellent. I love that, actually. But I just want to be really clear that consent contracts are not good. They're bad because they create an environment where you can say, but you signed it, so you have to.
And you can also be coerced or forced or whatever into signing a contract.
It can also, yeah,
unless you have
it can be extremely coercive.
Like a legal witness and it's notarized, it is shit.
Even then!
I'm just joking.
If you have a
if you need a contract, then you shouldn't be having sex, period.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that I understand NDAs around certain people. Like, that's fine. Have someone sign a non-disclosure agreement. But
I'm very famous. You can't tell anybody I had sex with you.
I mean, that's what gay celebrities do a lot. It's very common.
Are you just talking about Tom Cruise or what?
Well, among many, many others. Also, probably many sports stars. Probably Aaron Rodgers. That's alleged. There's no truth to that. He's gay. I was saying it.
I gotta be honest. My mind is stretching as to who Aaron Rodgers is. So.
That's fine. I was hanging out with someone a couple of weeks ago who was like, "Isn't Braun gay?" I was like, "What? Braun Strowman?" He's like, "Yeah, he just really gives off a gay vibe to me." And I was like, "What?" That must be progress. That fucking Braun Strowman gives off a gay vibe. Like, awesome. I hope so. That would be amazing, actually.
It would be amazing because he's this like giant monster and is like the most manly. And then if he was just like, bruh,
likes boys.
You just see them in like at like a pride parade, and he's just like covered in rainbows, and it's just bruh.
Yes.
And then like pride parade.
Yes, I love it. I'm here for that. I think it's great.
Braun Strowman should be the new Babadook meme.
Yes. Yes. I love it. That's excellent. I also just had one more note. This is sort of a news item, though. I thought it's not actually a news item. It's something I thought was funny. Dev and I were hanging out on Monday, and we were talking about Drake Maverick, and several times he referred to him as Rocket Spud.
That's not his name.
And I was like, I'm sorry. What do you keep calling him? He's like, Rocket Spud. That's his name, right? And 100% really thought that was his name in TNA. And
really
I was like,
funny.
no, it's not. And so now every time I see him, all I can think is Rocket Spud. So I just wanted everyone else to think that with me.
Rocket Spud. Other news, Rich Swann was released.
Officially released, that's correct. Good.
There's a whole host of people on the internet who don't understand.
Yeah.
People are like, well, the charges were cleared, this, that, and the other thing. First of all, that's
not how it works.
She didn't press charges. That's not being cleared. That's just very different.
Drop charges are not the same thing, even remotely. Like, that doesn't even mean you don't have enough evidence. It just means that the person doesn't want to press charges. Like, if she wanted to press charges, they could go to court and there were 2 witnesses. Like, in both incidences, there was another person present. Like, also, one of those witnesses was a man. So if you're gonna take anyone fucking seriously in this bullshit, there's at least another penis involved that you could be like, hey, at least he said it happened. Like, that also drives me nuts. Like, oh, well, we don't know. We can't trust these women to be accurate about this. These witnesses were not involved in this. And, like, it just makes me very angry. But I'm glad that Rich Swann is not there anymore, personally.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Yeah. I'm not going to go down that road. But yes, it's there. Other news. 2 pieces of news. Tennille Dashwood is officially a part of ROH, and she is, I don't know if she's like signed with them, but she is a part of the Women of Honor, the championship tournament.
Yes.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yes, I believe so.
I mean, it was one of the biggest pops of the night when she showed up. All these, like, I wrote, even the Bullet Club marks freaked out. Like, people were excited to see her. Also, having Bully Ray, the ROH enforcer, come out and being like, people are excited to see you, but people want to see you wrestle, and we're going to have you wrestle tonight, was, like, a good move.
Yeah, I agree.
It was a really good move. And also, like, I watched Honor Reign Supreme. I watched the whole thing. I was like, I'm not going to watch till, like, WrestleMania. And now I'm, like, kind of back in. But then immediately I was like, how do I watch the follow-up? Where is the other TV episode? I'm confused. Now I'm confused again.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the Honor Club, like, or whatever they're calling their stupid streaming service. Like, I cannot wait for that. Because I enjoy ROH, and I like following it. And it's just fucking confusing. And their website is trash.
It's so bad. It's like they threw it up 15 years ago and were like, we'll figure it out later, and literally never did anything else with that.
The amount of independent companies whose websites are trash, like, I don't get it, actually. I was going to say I get it, but I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
It is fucking $26 a month gets you a beautiful Squarespace.
Yeah.
Just fucking Squarespace it. I don't understand.
I know. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't understand. Shimmer has a fucking terrible
website.
It's
awful.
Oh.
We have to figure out what we're doing for Shimmer next time they're here. We haven't picked a day yet, and we need to do that. But I've tried to go onto their website, and I'm like, I can't.
Shimmer's website
I have to
terrible.
Navigate away.
ROH's website is terrible.
Fucking AEW's website does not allow you to buy tickets on mobile, which is insane. Why don't you let people do that? Like, I can't be
their website
at my computer at noon all the time.
It's not mobile friendly at all. Like,
no.
Ugh, you know what? Squarespace will let you fucking... We're not even fucking sponsored by them.
I know, right?
But I have to use WordPress for class, which is what the Not Your Demographic thing is on, and I fucking hate it. Like, because honestly, unless you're, like, a coder, like, Squarespace is fucking awful. I fucking hate it.
Squarespace is awful?
No, WordPress is awful.
No.
But Squarespace, so easy to use.
It's intuitive.
It's intuitive. It's very easy to use. It, like... Because I've used WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, and something else. And honestly, Squarespace, like, I'm sure you hear all the ads all the time, but it is actually fucking worth it. Yeah. And the fact that these companies have terrible websites, I don't understand. Yeah. I truly don't understand. You don't need to pay a web developer. You just need to fucking do it yourself.
I know.
Give me free tickets and I'll do it.
I know.
I literally want, like, once I, like, graduate, I'm just going to email Shimmer and be like, hi, big fan, big fan. Here are all my like accreditations or whatever. Literally just give me free tickets when you're in Chicago and I will fix your website.
Yeah.
I want to fix your website because you are a great company and holy shit. I do not understand. Also, let anybody else run your Instagram. I don't understand.
I know. I don't get
why do you keep taking pictures of your postcard when you should just take pictures of the people backstage?
I know. With Shimmer, I know part of it is that they don't want to release images because their release schedule is so ridiculous. But take those photos and release them as you're releasing these fucking DVDs.
Also,
it's not that hard.
People are going to know, first of all, people can read spoilers anytime they want. But also, people are going to not be surprised if you post a picture of Jessica Havoc backstage or, like, in Gorilla or whatever. Because, like, people know that Jessica Havoc's going to be there.
Right, exactly.
People would be shocked if she probably wasn't. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I'm just fussed about websites. Because I really enjoyed Honor Reign Supreme. I thought it was really good. I don't understand. Also, the women's tag match was really fun. It was Stacey Shadows and Kelly Cline, who is unpinned,
Still? Really?
Still,
wow.
Versus Mandy Leon and Tennille. It was really good. I like Mandy Leon. I don't think she's a great wrestler still, but I do like her. Also, I really dug Stacey Shadows. And obviously, the final 2 of this tournament is going to be Kelly versus Tennille.
Yeah, it's got to be.
That's, like, obvious, right?
Yeah, it for sure has to be.
Yeah, I don't know who, like, Brandy Rhodes was also on commentary for this, and I thought she did a pretty good job.
Oh, that's good.
She mostly was just talking about how much she hates Kelly Klein, which is fair.
Fair.
Is fair. Also, Cole Cabana and Ian Riccaboni or whatever are a great duo.
Yeah.
Their commentary is great. I think the best match of that night, though, was Jay Lethal versus Jonathan Gresham, which I've always been like, Jonathan Gresham, whatever. Like, leave him. He's fine. This match was so good.
Oh, good.
It was, like, really fun. It was super technical. Jonathan Gresham is, like, one of the, like, bendy, I bend your finger, bend your arm all the way around type things. Lethal was selling like a champ, putting him over. It was so good. I would highly recommend this match. Ugh. It was so good. I don't know.
I mean, Jay Lethal is great.
I mean, obviously, Young Bucks versus Best Friends was great. Whatever. Oh, also what was really good, SoCal Uncensored, which is just The Addiction and some other guy, and versus Dalton and the Boys, was a really good comedy match.
Really?
I was surprised that Dalton was in this match because he's a champ, but it was really funny, and Christopher Daniels specifically was really funny. He's just good at everything.
Good. He is so good. He might be one of the top 5 best wrestlers in the entire world.
Yeah.
And has been doing it forever.
It was really good.
Ugh, I love him.
The only thing that was bad about that is that the guy that used to tag with Kenny King and calls himself the Big Dog. Rhett Titus.
Sure.
Maybe?
Anyways,
he was in commentary and he was really bad at it.
Ugh.
Real bad at it.
Ugh.
Anyways, it was really fun, and I got back into ROH, and then I got confused again.
The worst.
LOL confused.
That's the worst thing about their terrible website, too, is, like, you have, like, a really limited window to watch the episode from last week, and then each episode costs, like, $3 to watch. Like, no. I'm never gonna do that.
No, absolutely not.
That's insane. I'm never ever gonna do that.
Never, ever. I did also catch up on Impact.
Oh, yeah.
Here are the things that are important. Austin Aries is now the champion, and him and Eli Drake are having this feud. Austin Aries is the worst, and it was like, oh, do you want to go find some wine for your cheese, or some cheese for your wine? Like, first of all, I feel like if you're a vegan, you don't get to talk about cheese.
No. Make sure you're specifying it's your weird non-dairy bullshit, okay?
First of all.
Get out of here.
Eli Drake's, like, heat towards Austin Aries is great, and also, like...
I love him.
I also, like... I have a Austin Aries problem, because if he's off TV or I'm not watching him, I can find a whole host of reasons why to not like him.
That he's trash.
But he is really good at all things in wrestling, and I just enjoy watching him.
I mean, and we do also get, like,
and he's also, his hair is almost back.
Yeah, and we also get the, like, satisfaction of knowing that his fiance left him, so that's, I feel like...
You don't know, he could have left her.
Yeah, sure. And I bet Cien was like, come over here, I'll make you feel better.
There was a weird moment, so the Cult of Lee, which is Trevor Lee and this other Carolina guy, that's what they call themselves, right?
Yeah, sure. Uh-huh.
I'm a Carolina. They're trying to feud with LAX, but their way of feuding with them is just putting on bandanas and, like, walking like a, quote, gangster, which was uncomfortable because they're, like, southern white boys. But then, you know, I was on LAX's side for a hot second, but then Conan comes out and calls OVE the ovaries, calls the Cult of Lee fruit roll-ups, calls a bunch of them Wonder Woman, a bunch of fucking terrible machismo bullshit, and I was like, oh yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
And honestly, fuck anybody and everyone that associates with you. Fuck Conan, fuck Homicide, fuck Eddie Kingston, fuck all of that shit. It's tired. You're supposed to be the good guys in this feud. It's tired.
Yeah.
Ugh. Whatever. So mad about it.
Those are the matches I skip. Because fuck him.
Kiera Hogan last week won against, or 2 weeks ago, whenever we recorded, won against Laurel Van Ness in, like, a quick roll-up.
Oh, shit.
And then she had this really cute backstage segment with Allie where Allie was like, I got your back, okay? And Kiera was like, cool, whatever, bro, bye. So she had a rematch with Laurel Van Ness. Laurel Van Ness won that match, but she looked really good.
Good.
I hope Kiera stays on for a while. She's great. I like her a lot.
Mm-hmm. She's excellent.
She's really good. She's one of your girls. Mm-hmm. Brian Cage premieres tonight.
Oh, well. Sorry, Austin Aries.
There's a hilarious backstage segment where EC3 was like, let me tell you about speculation. Is he here? Is he there? I'm the best guy anywhere. And I was like, LOL.
Right.
LOL. That's so funny.
I like that they would still air that afterwards. Like,
well, they air everything because they have to. Like, Hanaya faced this girl, Amber Nova, and Hanaya was already fired. And Hanaya is in a feud with Rosemary right now. They're fighting probably on the TV right now. But she was already fired. I know that she was fired. Also, I had never seen Amber Nova wrestle, and she was great.
I don't think I've ever seen her wrestle either.
Really skinny, like Sasha skinny, like
wow.
very small, but was really good. She had this cool move. I don't even know how to describe it. So like she was in the corner, and Hanaya went to like run and like spear her or whatever, and she grabbed Hanaya with her legs. And, like, so she had her hands on the top rope, got Hanaya around, like, the neck with her legs or something, and then she, like, ducked her body down while holding onto the top rope and smashed Hanaya's face in the top turnbuckle with her legs while she was, like, ducked.
Cool.
It was fucking cool.
That's very cool.
I don't even know. It was, like, one of those quick moves that was just like, whoa!
Yeah. That's good, like, ring innovation and ring awareness, too.
Yeah.
It made me think of that, that move that Roddy Strong did against Pete Dunne, where they were like up against the ropes and he got him down and put his face through the and like dropped him but sent his face back up, and I think it might have been Vic on commentary said that same thing, where it was like, oh, that's just really good ring awareness. You don't think to use the ring like that all the time. Like, I like that a lot. That's cool. Good for her.
Good for her. Oh, Johnny Impact got his own TNA shirt or Impact
Ooh,
shirt.
Is it any good?
No, it's terrible.
Of course it is.
He's also the #1 contender right now.
Of course he
For
is.
whose title? Austin Aries or Eli Drake's? Who even knows? Austin Aries. They're not going to take it off him for a while. I know that you were like, LOL, Brian Cage, but part of the reason he left is because they did that to him when Jeff Hardy came. He like fought for that title, was there forever.
I don't trust it. I bet Brian Cage wins that title tonight.
Well, he's not the #1 contender.
Who gives a fuck? TNA doesn't care.
I don't know. They got rid of so many people, and they're like, I think they're there to please Austin Aries.
We'll see.
I also decided, I started watching Shikara again, but I decided that instead of trying to go back and watch 18 seasons, I'm just starting with the fresh season because we're only 2 episodes in.
Smart.
Or like 1 episode gets filmed this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So, Shikara.
Good. Awesome. Excellent.
Yes.
I would rather have updates on what's happening currently.
Yes, right? Instead of being like, well, in the first season, Icarus wasn't really Icarus.
Ashley Remington was there.
Yeah, right? Anyways, I guess we should talk about WWE because that's what actually people probably tune in to listen for. Even
Whatever.
Who even cares? Even though Raw was really good this week.
Also, that may not even necessarily be true. I've looked at our numbers, and when we put WWE stuff at the end of the show, that's when we have higher drop-off rates. So
people are like, we don't care about this shit. We watch this.
Yeah, they're like, okay, well, we got through the Impact stuff. We're never going to watch ourselves. We heard about musical theater, and they talked about their t-shirts. All right, bye, ladies.
That's fine.
That's fine with me, too. I think that's hilarious, actually.
I think it's funny that it seems like WWE, well, it's funny, but also sad for them and for us, I guess. They can't figure it out where when Raw is good, SmackDown is bad. And when SmackDown is good, Raw is bad. And they just cannot figure it out.
It's like they keep sending the same team of writers back and forth between the shows. Fire the bad team and get a new team. Like,
I think the problem is that they probably fire the writers too much. Should probably just like...
They don't fire the right writers. That's the problem.
Better. Yeah, that's fair.
Road Dogg shouldn't be in charge of creative and SmackDown anymore. Straight up. Just shouldn't.
Unless he gets the braids again. I think that would help.
No. Good Lord, no. Absolutely not. Ugh, no.
Or, yes.
You convinced me.
Great, I'm glad. I thought Raw was good.
Raw was good.
I mean, I thought the opening bit went on too long. Like, we didn't need to see Miz and Cena go back and forth for that long.
No.
I enjoyed them talking more than I enjoyed them wrestling, to be honest.
Yeah, Dev and I just talked through, like, this entire opening
I mean,
segment.
it also, like, it was a good segment, but it also, like, Cena was gonna win that.
Yeah, absolutely.
He comes out and delivers this whole promo, like, I don't know how I'm gonna get there. WrestleMania. What is it like to be at a WrestleMania?
Right? Fuck you, John.
And then Miz came out and did his, like, perfect Miz thing, but as soon as they set the stakes for the title or the who enters last in the chamber. It was like, LOL, fuck you, Miz.
Yeah,
or
first,
whatever. Last, first, around the middle. Ugh, who even cares?
Who cares?
The elimination chamber is confusing.
Somehow there's gonna be 7 pods. I think
they're just gonna start with 3 in the middle instead of 2. They're not gonna add a pod.
Yeah, I don't know
They
how
can't even afford fireworks. They can't even afford real TVs.
Yeah, true.
To smash.
Fair. That's fair. That's true. I was thinking that Finn and Seth would be like crammed into the same pod, which I also totally approve of.
That would be very funny.
I would really enjoy that, actually.
And they're just like, really like, oh, fuck, stop, Seth, fuck.
Right? Like, let's agree to just stand back to back and not beat each other up until we get in there.
Or it'd be funny if they were just fighting in the pod the whole time.
God, can't extend my arms.
I'm into that.
I like that idea a lot.
I'm fully into that. Matt Hardy gave another promo where he was like, I'm crazy, but nothing is happening.
Are they, what are they building to?
Help us, Jeremy Borash, you're our only hope.
Good Lord.
The Revival won. I'm confused about this feud.
I don't understand it either.
I'm like happy that they won.
Me too.
But right now they're just trading wins and losses back and forth.
Yeah, it's weird because every time they come out to face the club, I'm like, I literally don't know who's jobbing tonight. I can't tell, which is maybe good.
But it does feel like a job. It doesn't feel like a loss because it doesn't feel like it's building to anywhere.
Exactly. That's why it's weird. It's like, am I supposed
Also,
to care?
How do you feel about this YouTubification of backstage segments?
Mostly I like it. I think it's very weird, but I like that they're just doing something different, honestly.
Yeah, I guess. I think they're highlighting the wrong words.
Yes, it's very weird that the words that they're picking are not
Sometimes it's fine, but sometimes it's like, what?
Yeah.
Why did we highlight that?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's like Vince printed out a script and was like, these ones, and the people reading it were like, humans don't talk like that.
Humans don't talk like that. Vince doesn't know how humans talk.
That's true. I do, like, the selfie cam stuff was hard to get used to at first, but I like it. I like that you get this, like, intimate
Those
promo.
are hard to do.
Yeah.
So I want to see all the outtakes.
Well, they probably have those waist selfie stick cams on, and they're just, like, controlling the arm of the selfie stick, and so that's why it's, like...
What?
You've never seen those?
I don't want to Google it.
Will Smith posted a photo of himself wearing one for his Instagram, which is apparently very good. That's the only reason I know they exist. Yeah, it's like a harness you wear around your waist that has like a permanent selfie stick.
Isn't Will Smith one of those celebrities that has an NDA gay contract?
Almost 1,000% certain. Yes, definitely.
Why can't he just be gay? His
he's a
kids are like...
I know.
Super gay, or
they're like,
what?
we've transcended past gender.
Look at our hair; it is great. I feel like if your kids are like that, you could just be like,
right,
we're fine.
We're gonna check out of this Scientology thing, and I'm just gonna come out as bisexual. Like, it's okay. That's the other
Maybe
thing.
that's why they're doing. They're like, Dad, we'll live for you.
Right, exactly. That's the weirdest thing about it. Like, I don't think he's gay. I think that he's probably bisexual, and it just is like unacceptable. Men on men cannot. For shame.
I feel like for dudes, and correct me if I'm wrong, for I am not bisexual. Mm-hmm. Even though I've like done stuff with women, it's different. I think some people are like, if you've had sex with a woman, then you're bisexual. And it's like, that's not actually how it works. I just had sex with some women. It's about
attraction. Yeah.
And I was like, this is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not having a bad time, but like, I don't want to do this forever.
I mean, same.
I think sometimes it's easier for men to either think like, I am gay or I am straight. Like, it's harder for them to process like an in-between.
Yeah, and I think a huge part of that is because the idea of male bisexuality is often thought of as like a joke, or it doesn't really exist.
Well, I mean, frankly, the idea of bisexuality oftentimes gets chalked up to that, or like, girls are just fluid.
Mm-hmm. Oh. And the idea is like, if you touch a dick in any way, you're a gay. Like, that's not how that works at all.
Please put that on a tote bag. I will buy it.
Yeah. If anything touches your butt at all, you're a gay now. Like,
you're
no.
a gay.
Absolutely not.
You've
That's
come
not
up
how it
with
works.
some great tote bags this week.
I know, right?
Twitter is not therapy. If you touch a dick, you're a gay.
I do not suffer subtweets.
I do not suffer subtweets. Oh, I've known you my whole life? do not subtweet me.
No.
You went in hard, too.
Oh, I did. I was like, I'm done with this. I was like, you're clearly talking about me.
In my head, I was like, man, I wish I had a time machine because I want to go back and do this to some of my subtweets. But now it's too far gone. But I feel like empowered to call out my subtweeters.
It's like, this is my legacy and I will defend it. I will die on this hill. As an additional note to that, as a final thought on that, I think one of the reasons it's also very difficult and that male bisexuality is thought of as this, like, it's not real, is because a lot of gay men come out, air quotes, as bisexual as a way to transition to gay. And so there's this idea that that's the only time that men are bisexual. That's why my mom was like, you're not really bisexual, you're a lesbian, because I found out a decade later.
That's how your dad came out.
That's how my dad came out.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm definitely bisexual. And then it's like, nope, flaming homosexual. Definitely not bi. That was a lie.
Gay.
Soup's gay. So I think that was my mom just like could not get past that. And I had to like sit her down and be like, listen, this is why you feel this way. This is a very common thing that gay men do. It's not the same as bisexuality. And it was finally like, oh, I see light bulbs. But I think that's like a pretty universal thing that people
Your mom
feel
is
that.
very funny.
She's a very, very white, very suburban woman.
Yeah.
It's the nicest way I can put that.
Yeah. She
means well, bless her heart, and she can be a lovely woman. She just lives in a very insular bubble.
Yes.
And has benefited greatly from the fact that her children do not want to live like that, and has grown a lot as a person in especially the last 10 years. But lives in a very insular bubble.
I think between you and Kaylin, she's gonna get pushed a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 1000%. We're like, oh, you don't want to change? Guess what? You have literally no choice. Come with us or get dragged behind us, because we're taking you with us.
Ronda Rousey, signing her contract at the Elimination Chamber.
Is she full-time after that? Is she gonna be on TV leading up to Mania? There's like 3 weeks between them, right? Like, who gives a fuck?
Some shit's gonna go down, and that will lead to her facing Steph.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever, again, best case scenario.
Best case scenario.
Fine with it.
I mean, does this mean Stephanie's gonna beat her? Like, I'm into that, actually. The only time I want a McMahon to win is if it's against Ronda Rousey. If The Rock is somehow connected to it, obviously Ronda Rousey's gonna win. But maybe
Rock.
I don't know. Rock's gonna have to fucking show up and do his I'm here bullshit, so whatever, throw him in there.
Oh, great. 45 minutes of him talking? Excellent.
Not even talking. 20 minutes of a fucking flamethrower for no goddamn reason. All right,
Did you just dip a cookie in tea?
Yeah.
Ugh, disgusting. You disgust me.
What?
It's herbal. It's not like black tea with milk and sugar. It's like
I cut a cookie hard and it softens it up. That's why.
But it's like a tart tea.
So?
Did you know that's a gluten-free cookie?
I didn't. It's very good.
Gluten and dairy-free.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that.
It's
good.
a very good cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Sasha versus Bailey.
This was fine.
You thought it was just fine?
It was one of those matches where I was like, I've seen them fight so many fucking times, and if this doesn't end in a heel turn, I'm just gonna be bored with this. And that's kind of what happened, where I like enjoyed it the whole time, and then I got to the end and was like, where are we fucking going with this?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. I'm just annoyed with the storytelling. Yeah, you're right. The match was better than just okay. Better than just pretty good.
What do you mean you're annoyed with the storytelling? I thought this was brilliant. They don't want to do Sasha and Bailey right now because there's so much else going on with the Elimination Chamber and stuff. They have to build up Nia looking strong.
I know.
That was brilliant. The way that, like, Sasha was clearly about to punch Bailey in the face, but then Bailey tried to sacrifice herself. That was great.
I know. I just want them to pick one of them to turn heel. It feels like it feels never ending that, like,
last week, oh my god, you're such a hypocrite. Last week you were like, I really like how they're drawing this story out.
I know, and then I got one more weekend and was like, you know what? I just wish I knew what direction this was fucking going in.
I am happy with it. And I think it's funny that everyone's like, oh, heel turn, including me. I think that they're doing a really good job. Also, if you think about the women's division on Raw again, Alexa and Mickey had a backstage segment and then had a tag match versus them and Absolution. All three members of Absolution, obviously Paige was just out there. Asuka got a killer promo package. Nia took both Sasha and Bailey out and gave a great promo. Sasha and Bailey had a one break match, like 2-segment match. It was very good. Dana Brooke showed up, had lines and everything with Titus Worldwide. Mm-hmm. Everybody who's available, every woman who's available had something to do and something different and substantial. Mm-hmm. Raw did a great job.
I will say that too, that I think part of it is like, I feel exactly the same way about the Sasha and Bayley story that I feel about many of the men's stories. And so at least in that sense, like, they are treating them equally. Like, these stories are getting the same kind of teases, and, like, it seems like they're finally committing to their women's stories in the same kind of, like, confused, we know we want to feature these people, we're kind of confused about how to get there, we'll amble there eventually and get it right.
It was a good match, and people were invested, and it was clear something was gonna happen, or it was, teased that, but the Nia thing,
I know.
Like, but that will build to other stuff, like next week they'll have a promo or a backstage thing where Bayley and her are talking about it, and Bayley will say something like, oh, I beat you, and then Sasha will get mad, and like, I don't know, and then there's so much stuff that can happen in the Elimination Chamber. I think they're doing a great job.
I know. I'm not saying that they're doing a bad job. It's just now that it's like the men, like some stuff just takes forever to get to.
But some stuff they'll take their time with.
Oh, also that reminds me, one of the things we didn't cover in news is that next year they're gonna like basically make every single pay-per-view a dual brand pay-per-view again, which is really smart. And ultimately I think that may be my biggest problem with this whole thing is like, when I said that last week, I kind of forgot that Elimination Chamber was coming, and we had to go through the SmackDown pay-per-view on the other side of that, too, and then WrestleMania. Like, they're clearly building to WrestleMania, but I wish that they didn't have to, like, make all this filler shit. Does that mean
that every fucking pay-per-view is going to be 1 million hours long?
It'll probably be 4 hours long now, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like, okay. I've kind of accepted that they're fucking 4 hours long now.
It's long now.
Maybe they'll be more efficient about what they put on the pre-shows. It's actually something people want to watch from each brand. One of each of them gets a pre-show match. Like, I could be into that. Like, if that's part of the 4 hours, I would be more willing to do that. Like, just make that the format of how you do these dual ones. That's fine. So I think that maybe that's ultimately what my complaint is that these are clearly all WrestleMania storylines that we're just, like, stumbling into these other pay-per-views to get past. And so I think that that's ultimately what my frustration is.
I just hard disagree, but you're allowed to have opinions.
That's all right.
I guess. Elias got beaten up by Braun Strowman with a cello.
Maybe the best segment ever done on Raw.
I mean, it did not beat the Festival of Friendship.
I know, which had its 1-year anniversary this week.
But I mean, I love what they're doing with Strowman, where he can be this like. Has this like baby face quality with him and Alexa, or like him like sitting with that fucking cello, but is also like this monster.
Upright bass, not even a cello,
Whatever.
a fucking full.
I don't know the difference.
Well, that's why I thought, I was like, oh, it's a cello, and then I realized how he was holding it. Like, no, this is a much larger instrument that he's just swinging around. MBD, everybody.
What they're doing with this character is brilliant. I don't know how they're towing this line, but they really are.
I know. I remember like
it's working.
Like a year and a half ago when it was rumored that he was going to be the main event with Brock Lesnar, and everyone was like, fuck that. How dare you put him up there? He's not ready. You know what? He's fucking ready now.
He's great.
He's fucking great, and he's doing a great job. And I'm in. I love him. I think he's great.
Roman versus Sheamus, whatever.
Who gives a literal fuck?
And then Seth and Finn both pin Bray in the most LOL fuck you Bray moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I was surprised.
Lose.
Yeah. I thought Apollo was going to take the pin. So.
Oh, as soon as he was like, Cruz can't lose, I was like, see you later, buddy.
I know. I thought maybe that Seth and Finn would keep each other out and Apollo would get the spot because, hi, LOL, the February pay-per-view has no black people in the main event. Oh, awkward. So I thought that Apollo might get thrown in as like, hey, we didn't forget that it's February, but like, LOL, they forgot that it's February. So that was where a little bit where I was like, maybe they'll change it. I don't know. So I was surprised that it was the two of them together.
Nope, just Finn and Seth.
Yep. At least one of them's
no
not
Bray Wyatt,
white, I guess.
That was just like sad for them. For Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. whatever. He's gonna wind up with... Nothing can stop the broken, woken Bray Wyatt thing. Like, literally nothing. It doesn't matter.
Nothing can stop it, not even no storylines.
Yeah. Bray's been doing that shit for years. Yeah. He's the master of, I lost 18 matches in a row and I came out like I own the world. Like, good for you. I need confidence like that because I don't understand.
SmackDown sucked.
I did not watch it. I heard it was shitty, so I didn't watch it.
There was too much Dolph Ziggler. There was too much Dolph Ziggler. There's too much Randy Orton.
Push.
There's too much Jinder Mahal. Just that, like, Sammy and Kevin did fine, but they were just there to just get mad at each other, which is fine, whatever. Yeah. I mean, Dolph and Sammy had a good match because they're good wrestlers, but, like, whatever. The things that were good is I really did like the Sarah Logan Charlotte Flair match.
I heard that was very good.
It was really good. It just is confusing because, like, yeah, there's no way that Sarah should beat Charlotte. She's the champion. But also, shouldn't we be establishing the Riot Squad right now? Why are they just, like, eating it?
Yeah, and why does Charlotte need to...
They're in the feud with... Because she beat Liv, then she beat Sarah, and now she's like, I gotta beat one more. I mean, if Ruby somehow goes over...
That would be amazing, but it's never gonna happen.
I just don't understand, like... I'm confused by that. But it was, as a match, a good match. Mm-hmm. It's just, like, that is an actual where are they going with this moment.
Yeah, it's weird that, like... I think Elle said this, that it's... Yeah, of course Charlotte's gonna have to beat them all because she's the champ and they're the Riot Squad. But why does she have to do it right now? Like, what is the point of this? Is it just because they have to fill 6 weeks before their next pay-per-view? Yeah. Like, oh, well, we'll just forget that you beat all of these people a billion times. It's just weird.
I guess maybe on the Fastlane pay-per-view it might be Charlotte versus, like, Ruby, because, like,
it might be.
What else are they gonna do?
I heard that they're also making Fastlane a joint pay-per-view, that they're already gonna institute that, because otherwise there would be a huge gap from Elimination Chamber to Mania, and they don't have Brock there. He's only gonna be there on the Monday after Elimination Chamber, and then not until Mania. So not even stupid. The Raw before Mania, which I still don't understand.
He must have the best lawyer.
Oh, for sure. He's
gotta. Like, contract negotiator. Ugh. New Day had a great segment with Shelton and Benjamin, where Shelton and Benjamin, I know what I'm saying.
I know that
That's
you know.
That's what they're called.
I know.
Where they insulted Big E's pancakes, essentially.
How dare they?
But
Carmella will
New
come
Day
for them.
was doing some Healy stuff.
Good.
They weren't being heels, but they were doing some Healy stuff, and they won on that type of, like, Xavier Wood distracts the ref type bullshit.
Good.
Which they haven't done in a long time.
Good. They need new shit. If they're not going to put them in as singles competitors who can freebird a title that way, like, yeah, turn them heel again. Awesome.
But keep the pancakes. Angry pancake eaters.
Oh, yeah. Shove pancakes into people's faces as a heel.
Also, there was this fucking weird moment where the Usos were given this, like, pre-recorded, like, music video style promo, which was really good. But then the Bludgeon Brothers got angry and they hit the TV that they were watching it on. But the TV broke and it was, like, a fake TV. Like, if you know they're going to hit it with the hammers, it's going to fall apart. They're hitting it with the hammers. And the screen cracked and fell down, and then it was just, like, foam.
Weird.
And then they looked at each other, and then they just stayed in character. But there was a moment of them being like, did we fuck up? Did we? I mean, we did what they told us to. But
I love that.
Are we going to get in trouble for this? Right. There was, like, a half second of that, like, we might be getting in trouble for this. We're going to get yelled at for this.
Seems so very shockmastery. Like, that was definitely not supposed to happen.
Yeah, but it wasn't their fault. Like, I mean, it was. They're the ones that hit the thing, but it's also, like, they were for sure told to do that.
Yeah.
205 Live is really good this week. But
yes,
it was just, like, qualifying matches. But so, like, there's not, like, tons of, like, character, blah, blah, blah. But, like, they were good qualifying matches. And I was surprised that Mark Andrews beat Tozawa.
I was very surprised by that.
That was a great match.
Is Tozawa going to turn heel? He seems like the saddest puppy in the world right now. And I'm confused about where it's going. I like it. I'm just confused.
His backstage segments, he's very, like, happy. Mm-hmm. Just walking around firing people. He has no power to fire anybody.
I love that Drake Maverick has to keep telling him, stop firing people.
Very funny.
I love it. I think it's great.
Drake Maverick had a funny moment with Jack Gallagher where he was, like, talking about his suits, and I was
suits
like...
in London? I have two. Like, oh, bitch, okay.
Then where are they? Where are your better suits? Why are we wearing these boring suits?
It's the same suit in, like, various shades of blue and green.
I know what kind of suit you own.
I know, right? Just show up in the EC3 one. Don't explain it.
Oh man, there's so many good ones. Maybe that's like just like heel Drake Maverick wears crazy suits. I hate that. I want him to always be in fun suits.
Yeah.
He looks great in suits.
He does look great in a suit. It's true. And I like that he was like, Jack, stop. Put on some fucking wrestling gear. I did really like that. I agree.
Big news is that Buddy Murphy has made the weigh-in. LOL.
God.
I love that they did a whole weigh-in segment.
Good. They should. Honestly, they should.
And frankly, for him being like, I had to lose this weight. Like, I worked really hard to be here.
That's what they did with Cedric Alexander during the tournament originally, too, which they have never addressed again.
Also, I kind of like this Buddy Murphy, like, I'm the best kept secret.
Yeah, I like it, too. And he honestly was always my favorite of that tag team
Yeah,
anyway.
because the other guy sucks. I can't even remember his name, to be honest. Blake? It's Buddy Murphy and Blake. I want to say Johnson, and I know that's wrong.
It's so not correct.
But that was my
I would say Wilson, but I don't think that's right either.
Buddy Murphy and Blake. I feel like it's an M too.
Is Blake his last name?
No, it's his first name.
Okay.
Maybe it is. Wesley Blake?
Wesley Blake, that's right.
Is that right?
That is right.
Is it?
Yes, it is right. I do actually know that that's right. That's why I thought it was Wilson. I was like, I know it's a W.
Is that right?
I'm pretty sure it's Wesley Blake, yes. Buddy Murphy, Wesley Blake.
Buddy.
You didn't want to Google it. Now you're like, I got it right, but now I have to check.
Blake. Wesley Blake. Good job, me.
Good job. Good retention that you were unaware that you had.
Yeah, nice job, me. Get a pretty good job.
Yeah, pretty good.
Good job. I thought NXT was good in that it set stuff up, and like Roddy versus Pete Dunne was really good. They're great wrestlers, but like, you also like obviously like Roddy didn't win because like he didn't drop that title, and also Roddy are on 205 Live now.
Well, I like too that they said on 205 Live like Roddy is just taking every opportunity he can get to do anything.
But it was 2 weeks in a row where he had baller matches.
Yes,
and for somebody who has no character.
Yeah, and honestly, after this, I was like, you know what? Let him win the tournament. Like, he's just been kicking ass. His character is boring, but maybe if he has the title, he'll have that, like...
Roddy versus Drew at Mania would be amazing. That's not what's happening, but that would be amazing.
I think I would actually cry.
So ridiculous.
Oh, that would be amazing. But yeah, he's been great, and, like, that match was excellent.
It was really good.
It was really, really fucking good. And, like, Roddy's a great wrestler.
Pete Dunne has slimmed up.
Yeah, and his hair looks
and his
amazing.
arms are muscly.
He's got that, like, voluminous, curly hair now. And I'm like, girl, you are getting your best life. Girl.
Aleister Black gave a promo.
What was with this crowd?
Dane was like, hi. You know what I love about Sanity's music? Is that Sanity's has their theme. And then apparently they each individually have, like, a slightly weirder theme.
Yes.
But, like, because, like, Nikki's is just her screaming and then, like, brr, brr, brr. And then, so Killian's music hit, and honestly, I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, who the fuck is this?
Who the fuck is... And then Sanity started playing, and I was like, what the fuck? And then he walked out, and I was like, oh, that was supposed to be, like, Celtic noises.
I didn't even realize that.
It was supposed to be like Celtic noises, but it didn't sound Celtic. It sounded so fucking bizarre.
It was very weird.
It sounded like almost Asian. It was
very weird. I agree.
Maybe I was just because I was like in the kitchen and I heard it and I was like, what the fuck is that?
No, it was very weird. It was very strange. Yeah, this was a great promo, except that the crowd seemed totally disconnected from it.
Great promo from both of them, too.
Yeah. Also, I guess I didn't realize how fucking enormous Killian Dane is. Like,
really? Because that's like his whole thing.
Well, I mean, Sanity is big. Like, Alexander Wolf's not a small dude. I almost called him Tommy N. That's not even his indie name. Eric Young. Eric Young is also a big dude.
Eric Young is just his name.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, that's not right. But so when you see Killian Dane with them, it's like, oh, well, he's tall, but you don't think, like, they're also monsters. And so seeing Killian Dane...
Eric Young is not that big. But anyways, keep going.
Well, but seeing Killian Dane taller than Aleister Black after seeing Aleister Black as this, like, towering giant for months and months was, like,
Adam
shocking.
Cole is very little.
Yeah, I know. And so that's part of why I was
He's
like...
petite.
Oh, yeah. Killian Dane's fucking enormous. Yeah. So I thought that was nice, too.
A petite man.
Yeah, he's a wee thing.
TM61 had a squash match, and honestly, good for them.
Good for them. They fucking need it, and it was fun.
TM61.
I can't tell which one is which. I think Nick Miller is the...
Whatever, they're both hot.
I
We know my feelings about Australians.
Yeah.
But I am still team TM61.
I like both of them a lot. The one who was not in the blue. I think the blue was Nick Miller, and the other one was Shane Thorne. Shane Thorne was in the yellow. He did a bunch of, like, fun, flippy shit that I was like, you're weird. I love this. This is great.
The one who was hurt is the one that I like.
That was the one that was wearing yellow. I think that's Shane.
He's the weird one, yeah. He's the one that's a little bit like... He's the funny one, and the other one's kind of like the straight man.
He reminds me, honestly, this is a very weird comparison, but he reminds me of if you took all of the good things about Mojo Rawley and none of the irritating shit, and that's what Shane Thorne is.
They have a very edging Christian quality.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Which I think will go...
Yes.
If they, like, let them do silly shit, like, it'll go far.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the main event was Ember versus Shayna. I liked how this started with Ember just, like, going for it. But then, I mean...
Kicking the shit out of her.
Her arm is taped to shit, and she, like, you know...
Yeah.
Like, that's her whole storyline. And Shayna's, like, the submission...
Queen.
Wizard? The Wizard of... No, that's Zack Sabre. But she has, like, a name. Submission... It, like, rhymes. Shayna Baszler. Queen of Spades. Submission...
Submission scientist?
No,
that doesn't rhyme, but I don't know.
Submission, whatever.
Specialist?
She was like all over Ember's arm. It was cray. She was gonna take her arm and put in them steps, and the ref was just gonna let her do it because this ref is terrible.
He's garbage. He's Andy level quality.
That's a local reference.
I think enough people know who that is, actually.
That's Andy level. Andy is such a bad ref that he literally, like, the fans hate him so much that he literally pulls focus from matches. Because the fans hate him or love to hate him or whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing is, it's at this point, like, I love to hate him because he's so fucking bad. And I thought at first it was a gimmick, but I think he's actually just bad.
Submission. Maybe it's just a thing that Morrow calls her, and that's why I can't remember it, because he's like a wordsmith.
Yeah.
Submission. Man, what is the name? He had a name. The things that you have to, like, that you get focused on, right? It's just not good podcast material. It's just me being mad that I can't remember a weird thing that Mauro Ranallo said.
One of many.
Mauro Ranallo. Anyways, Kairi Sane's back and is pissed.
I like that. I was surprised, and I think that
gave
that's
her some kind of character, too.
Yeah, and
other than, like, I'm a pirate.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, she and
tiny
Shayna
pirate.
had a very good match at the Mae Young Classic, and I'm excited to see...
Shayna has gotten better since then, too.
Yes, and I'm excited to see them outside of the confines of, I'm so pissed that Shayna is in the final just because she's Ronda's friend. Like, they've moved really far away from that now. It seems like they're really... Even now that Ronda has signed or is signing or whatever, like, that's not part of Shayna's story anymore, and I like that a lot, and so I'm excited to see them get to, like, redo this thing outside of this, like, gross, hazy context.
Shayna. Submission mission. That rhymed.
On a mission for submissions.
Cruising for submissions.
No, it's not. What?
I don't know. That's it. That's wrestling.
I hope someone out there is like, I know what this is!
Sure, of course. I listen to podcasts all the time that I'm like, oh, God, these idiots.
Oh, I do it all the time, too.
These idiots that I listen to all the time when I also can't remember anything.
I know. Absolutely.
We don't have any reviews, and we don't have any John Cena stuff to smell, but we got a couple questions. We didn't talk about the Mix Max Challenge.
I didn't watch it. I was like, if you forget, then I'm not going to bring it up.
I made a little transition song. It was really good. It was really good. First of all, it starts with Bailey and Elias just in the ring together, playing guitar, not singing.
Great.
And Bailey is doing an okay job, but she's actually, like, seeming to play, and they're, like, guitar harmonizing or whatever.
Weird.
But then, you know, he goes, hello, I am Elias. Hello, I am Bailey. And then Lana and Rusev's music hit. And she was like, oh, come on! So upset that she didn't get to sing, which was a cute moment, especially because, like, they don't have a lot of character. It's mostly him just hating her.
Yeah, exactly. Which, honestly, works for Bailey.
Like, it does work for Bailey. So Rusev comes out to Rusev Day. I'm just going to explain this because Erin didn't watch it. And then he points the thing, and Lana comes out, and he rips his Rusev Day shirt off, and they have like matching gear.
I loved it. I thought it was so good.
And then they both do the like, rah,
I know,
together.
the crush, yeah.
It was really cute.
It was charming.
I didn't watch a ton of their backstage segments because I was like, whatever.
Who gives a
Rusev and
fuck?
Lana. They were really funny. And also, like, we complain all the time that, like, on Total Divas, it seems like Rusev's kind of a dick to Lana. All of their backstage segment stuff was him being like, you got this. You got it. Break this with your face. Let's do this. You got it. Lana #1. And all of their backstage segment stuff was him, or like, you know, the training videos was just him being like, Lana #1. You got this, girl.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning of this match, he basically was like, you got this. You go first. You got it. Team Lana. He got everybody to cheer for her. Like,
that song is brilliant.
And her, like, she was like, yes, yes. And she, like, got really into it. And this is the best, like, character stuff. I think they could do Lana and Rusev really benefits from walking this heel comedy line. Like, think about how Rusev Day is all over and all the stuff he's doing with Aiden English. Like, they're bad guys and they're intimidating and good wrestlers, but they're also, like, kind of silly. Yeah. And it's a different kind of silly than, like, Breezango, but it's really working for them. And that translated really well into Lana, and Lana did a really good job with it. She was fucking hilarious in this match. And honestly, there was one move that, like, Bayley was, like, suplexing her or something, and Lana didn't, like, jump into it enough, so it looked like Bayley was like, fuck! But other than that, I thought Lana's wrestling looked pretty clean. Like, they didn't do anything extraordinary, but there was, like, a move where, like, Bayley was on the ropes and Lana hit. Basically, Lana wrestles like a Bella. Yeah. She stole, like, all of Bree's moves, essentially. Yeah. She basically Bree modes her, and it looked good, though. Good. And then she, you know, hit her with the Bella Buster. I don't know what Lana's calling that. But, like, she looked pretty clean. Like, it wasn't innovative, whatever, but it looked clean. Good. And her character stuff was funny. There was a moment, so her lipstick, she's wearing red lipstick, it gets smeared everywhere, obviously. And there's a moment where she and Rusev tagged out, and the ref, which eyebrows, he like very slyly just like rubbed his thumb on his lip and looked at her, and she was like, oh, and then like I was like, because I saw it and I was like, did she see him? Is that what he's doing? And then she got out of the ring and then like got all the lipstick off. Yeah, and I was like, sly eyebrows. And in my head, I know somebody was like Vince McMahon or whoever was in the ear and was like, tell her to get that fucking lipstick off her face, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But in my head, I like to think of eyebrows just like looking out for his girl, and he was like, girl, lipstick.
Yeah. He might. And if it's the eyebrows I'm thinking of. Actually,
Sasha, him and
Sasha are good friends.
But it was just like it was so sly, but because I was like, oh, there's lipstick all over her face. But obviously her character in this moment was like, yeah, I can do it, I believe in myself. So like it kind of amped up her craziness. Like her character in a very different way than Alicia Fox, but it could benefit from being like
a little more Laurel Van Ness.
Yes, a little bit.
Yeah.
And so it kind of worked, but it was funny that just the slide like, girl, you got a little lipstick on.
All right. That's why the refs are the best.
Right.
A good ref can make
Lana,
a match.
So Bayley's about to belly her off the top rope, but then Rusev gets in the ring, so Elias like takes Rusev out, and then Bayley gets distracted by that, so Lana slips underneath her and gets Bayley to like knock her head on the turnbuckle, and that's how Lana gets the pin. When Lana gets the win, her face that she won, she was just like, what? I won! It was like this moment of pure joy, and then they pan to Rusev, who's outside of the ring, and he like pops up on the ring apron and is like looking around like, she won? What? Him like popping up like a groundhog, like looking around was so good. And then, you know, I didn't realize this, but Michael Cole said it. He was like, this is her first win.
Michael Kors.
I said Michael Cole.
You said Michael Kors at first.
Whatever. I said Michael Cole.
Yeah, you said Michael Kors. Michael Cole. I was like, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I was like, what?
Michael Cole.
Why was Michael Kors there?
Michael Cole brought up that this was her first win on the main roster, which means she's like 1-60 or something ridiculous like that.
That can't be right because
they're including like house shows and stuff. She won in a couple NXT shows.
I thought that she beat people to get the chances to wrestle Naomi.
No, she got hated that immediately because she wasn't in the Money in the Bank, remember? She wasn't in the Money in the Bank match, and Naomi needed to wrestle somebody, so they let Lana wrestle her.
Yeah, but then she had all of these, like, other rematches, and I thought
it was a rematch because, like, her arm was up, Naomi, like, didn't pin her, and, like, all that stuff. So, yeah, she's always lost. And then she wins this, like, weird challenge with the like help of her supportive husband. And then she was just screaming, like Renee Young came over and Rusev, you know, she's just in the ring like incredulous. Rusev is like down hugging her and Renee's like, so everyone's shocked, how are you feeling? And she just stares at Renee and Rusev's just like, I told you, Lana #1, Lana's the best. And then Lana just starts screaming in Russian, like excitedly screaming in Russian. And I think she's saying like I won in Russian, but I like that. Like she is supposed to be Russian and she hardly ever talks in Russian anymore other than say like machka or like ravishing or whatever. But it was funny that it was such a good character moment. Like I won and this person who is from Russia.
Yes.
I'm so excited that I forgot how to speak English and now I'm just screaming in Russian because I'm so excited. Mm-hmm. It was great.
That's a great character moment.
It was great.
Good for her.
She did a great job. Yes, Lana can be problematic in many ways. Whatever. In this moment, in this context, it was fucking great.
Good. That's so good. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I want Rusev to do well. If that means Lana does well, I'm happy for that too. If she's not going to be his manager in the way that she used to be, and this is who she is as a wrestler now, that's fine. Put them together and let that build. That's fine with me.
Right.
I'm okay
Absolutely.
with that. Yes.
It was really fun.
Good. Yay. Okay, now we have questions.
Yes. Well, a couple of them were like about this. So, at FMA245 said your reaction to Lana pinning Bayley. So there's that. Mm-hmm. This is from Greg the Yuppie. We kind of talked about this. Am I completely crazy in thinking that Charlotte versus Sarah was the second best post-Rumble match after Asuka and Sasha? No, I don't think so. I think it was an excellent match.
I'll make sure I watch that one then.
It was good.
Yeah.
The like storytelling around it was strange, but it was a really good match. Yeah. I mean, Sarah Logan is a great wrestler.
Yeah. Crazy Mary Dobson was awesome.
This one's from Joe Crack. Which mixed match challenge team do you want to see come back more? Carmella and Biggie or Rose Gold? LOL, is this a real question?
I do really like Rose Gold, and I thought that they were a fun combination.
Yeah, but like,
and I would
Biggie
like
and
to
Carmella forever.
I would like to see that continue outside of the mixed match challenge.
Right, which
the
seems like it might.
Yeah, exactly, and I like that, and I like the idea that like maybe that's how she transitions out of Absolution, that she goes and does this thing. Also, I didn't mention this last week, but I love that Goldust's new thing is, hey person, want some help? And that's all he does now. He's like, here's a person that I don't
they're
wrestle.
not gonna let him be like a weirdo and like crawl on the ground like with a dog leash on. Then like, yeah, let him just help the young stars because that's his place as like
that's what he should be doing.
Legend.
But I like that he's like just totally doing it. It's not even like we're gonna come up with excuses. He's like, I'm part of the Cruiserweights now. I'm gonna help my buddy Cedric. Hey Mandy, you're my partner now. We're in love.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, but still Carmella and Biggie forever.
Forever.
If you ever think I'm gonna vote against Biggie, like you got another fucking thing coming.
Real life am shipping Carmella and Biggie. I want them to date and have beautiful babies.
Yeah, like I want them to have a wedding cake full that's made of pancakes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. And they were the ones that were doing the like commentary thing this week.
Which was excellent.
I love that Carmella was like, oh, tweet that or like write that. It doesn't matter they have matching outfits because obviously we did that first. And he was like, oh, great point. Great point, Carmella. Make an excellent point. This is the last question. It's from our friend Ben. While it's impossible to recreate the magic of World's Cutest Tag Team, who do you think Joey Ryan should tag or team with regularly now that Candice is in NXT? I like the idea of Joey Ryan kind of floating around for a little bit and having a myriad of like female partners, like in a not gross way, obviously, but you know, like you have like your city girlfriends or city lovers, but he has like promotion tag partners. Like in this promotion, his tag partner is this like is Delilah Doom, and in this promotion, his tag partner is like whatever. I like the idea of that for a little bit.
Yeah, I do too, and that gives him the freedom to float around as a singles wrestler too.
Yeah, I think in like a perfect world, somebody like Toni Storm would be great, and I think he even like teased that a little bit. But like she has such an established character, and he has an established character too, that it would be weird to do that. I think it's hard. It's going to be hard to pull him with another tag person for a while, which is why I think the floating thing. And honestly, maybe he floats around for a while, and then he lands in a city, and he's like, "Fuck, me and Jordan Grace are amazing together. Right. We have to do this. She's my." But like, I think he should like audition.
Sample,
yeah. He should like audition. Like
he needs like a la carte partners for a little while until he commits to something.
All of this sounds terrible, but we mean it in a good.
Yeah, no, I think that it is a good thing, and also like.
But the way we're framing it, and because he is like this, like this sleaze,
the sleaze guy. Yeah,
we're like
that's
he
true.
just needs to have a bunch of road wives.
Whatever, no shade. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I think that would be the best.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd, like, really want to see him pair with, either. Yeah, I want to see him do a bunch of different stuff. And, like, there's never gonna be another cutest tag team. And so
I mean, he's also coming to Rise in April, and is gonna fight Saraya Knight.
I'm gonna die.
No big deal. He's
gonna
gonna be the
die.
only man at this all-woman promotion, which I love.
I've never seen a man at any Rise show before, so that he may be the first dude to wrestle at a Rise show, which is, again, awesome. Like, it should be him. It should absolutely be him.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
I can't think of another person who would be a better fit for Rise than Joey Ryan. It should absolutely be him. And that probably
and
means
the fact that it's him versus Saraya.
Yeah, and I think that also means that he's participating in the Rise workshops too, because most of their, like, established talent will do that. And that's Medusa and Bull Nakano doing that workshop that day. So I can't imagine Joey Ryan's gonna be like, nah, I don't want to be around for this. So I think that's also, like, an interesting way to bring in different teaching styles into all those seminars that they do.
I mean, he could talk about so much about, like, how to utilize the internet.
Yes.
First of all.
How do you buy a house with dick money? Joey's gotcha.
How do you buy a house with dick money? He needs one of our totes. That's it. We talked about wrestling.
All right.
We did it. It's actually a shorter episode for us.
Right. You can find us on the internet. I'm at Urgency.
I'm at Stella_Cheeks and also at Not Your Demo Pod.
Yes.
You can find us on notyourdemographic.wordpress.com, which is just like my dumb blog for school. Don't read it. I write it under duress. Wait until after this fucking class is over. While I finish my feud with ESPN. I really hope he doesn't listen to this.
I think it's hilarious, honestly.
Whatever.
Play more.
He'd be like, the ethics of, and I'll be like, the ethics of wrestling are murky at best.
Right? You put that shit on a tote bag. You put that on a hat, and I would wear that to every show.
Erin Stella's tote bag kingdom.
We're not going to make shirts anymore. We're only going to do tote bags.
Only totes. You can find us on iTunes, where you should rate, review, and subscribe.
You can send us an email at notyourdemo@gmail.com.
You can also find us on cagesidedseats.com, and you should subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/notyourdemopod. Give us money to make more cool stuff.
Again, there's already 3 episodes up.
Yeah, we're doing okay. I always feel like I'm not doing enough, but we're doing okay.
Yeah, I think we're doing a pretty good job. It's also only been live for a month.
Right. Not even a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even a month. We're doing okay.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
Self-love. I'll get to the follow backs and the shout outs this week, I promise. And then the stuff that goes in the mail will be in the mail within the next 2 weeks. So everybody, hold on to your butts. No, not a single person has complained.
No.
This is all in my head.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All of these people are like, oh, we'll get these in 8 to 10 months. Like, yeah, something like that. That's how all fucking Patreon rewards
but
are.
I would like to be better.
I know. I know.
I have goals in my life, Erin.
I know. I'm very aware. So aware.
My current goal is to wash my face and pop the zit. So we should.
Okay.
Is that a TMI?
That's fine. All right. Demis? No, we don't do that anymore.
We don't do that anymore.
Got 2 words for you.
Should I take the zit thing out?
No, it's fine. You have to leave it in
but
now.
I'm like a sexy burlesque dancer. I want to pop this zit.
I mean, that's what happens. It's a lie that only teenagers get acne. We need to stop telling kids that. It, like, ruins adults.
Stop the lies.
Stop the lies.
That's a tote bag, but on the back it says, this is about acne. This is about adult acne. So people are like, stop the lies. Oh yeah, take down the man. The FBI is recording you. No. This tote is about adult acne.
I love the idea of carrying it with that side out, too. And people are like, what the fuck? Ask me about my tote about adult acne. Oh my god.
We got 2 words for you.
Pre-mode.
Best friends. That's what it says. It's disappointing.
Pre-mode.